everyone. Thanks for joining us today here at Akiptan for our record-keeping webinar for ranchers. A little bit of context about who we are here at Akiptan. We're a Native Community Development Financial Institution located in Eagle Butte, South Dakota. We serve folks, producers across Indian country, so nationwide. We have a series of webinars that we do throughout the year to help producers in their operations so they can build their knowledge, learn new things, connect, and have tools to help their operations to be more organized, successful, and so this is our 5th webinar of the year. We have a continued lineup throughout the rest of the year. You can register for those on our website. And my name is Dawn LeBeau. I'm the Senior Program Officer here with Akiptan. We have a large team here in Eagle Butte and then a remote team across the nation. And so we'll just go ahead and jump right into today's webinar. I am recording the webinar so that folks can watch it later on. Our recordings are on our website. We also have them on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you're welcome to use the Q&A chat or just the regular chat as well. And there'll be space at the end of the webinar to ask additional questions. Okay, so this is our record keeping booklet webinar. This is a resource that we developed as a team last year. It's available on our website. We also have physical copies here in the office. You'll get the opportunity to send me your address if this is something that you have a physical copy of. But just a little bit more about our mission here at Akiptan. Our mission is to transform Native agriculture and food economies by delivering creative capital, leading paradigm changes, and enhancing producer prosperity across Indian country. We do that in a variety of ways through our lending model, which is a patient capital model. And we also do a lot of technical assistance and develop programming to support producers. Since our inception in 2019, we've reached 29 tribal nations. We've committed $39 million in loan capital and have closed 546 loans. So we're very proud of our team here at Akiptan for doing this work together. Okay, so we have our rancher record keeping book here. It's a tool for all of our agriculture producers. This is the QR code here, but we also have our succession planning book as well. I wanted to let you know that we're having a webinar on this program that we host, and it will happen next month in July. So keep an eye out for that. Register for that today if you have time. But again, we're going over our rancher record keeping book. It's a tool that was created with our team. It has a lot of different components to it, and we'll go through all of those here today. It's critical for our producers to take all the information that they write in all of these little books or on pieces of paper throughout the year and have them all in one concise place. A lot of our tools are created by our team who have the understanding of how things work while on the ground and in these operations. And we hope that this book is helpful in that arena. So if you'd like, you can scan the QR code here, but I will also put the link in the chat so you can go and look at it as well in real time if you prefer, but we are going through it today. Okay, so the link's in there. You can scan this QR code as well. Okay, so why do you need this record keeping book? Well, one, it's a single place for all your records. Like I said, we have, the little cattle books that we carry. We have pieces of paper that things get written on. And it's so important that at the end of the year or throughout the year that you have one concise place that you're writing everything, and you can just grab that one booklet or that one resource and find that information in one spot. It's good for banking and loan information when you meet with your lender. It's good for any of the USDA, FSA, or NRCS programs. The other importance are that it's good for quarterly and yearly examination of your production and your financial records. You can keep your livestock feed records in here. Those are critical to know for your planning for the upcoming years. And it's also good to keep a year-to-year comparison on your operation. So this guide is kind of a blank template, so you can add the year as you move along. And it's also good to have knowledge of how your operation is doing throughout the year and have a very quick reference to grab when you have a lot going on. It's good to just pull the book out and remember what you wrote down. Also, it's an easy examination of your programs and operations. So this is why we created the workbook and the tools that we have created up to this point. And so we'll go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm not gonna do like a super deep dive. We'll do a nice overview of everything, but if you guys have any questions or feedback around this, I'd be happy to hear it. Okay, so included in the booklet are calendar year happenings for your hay or crop records. So you can put your planting records in here, your annual pest and fertilization records, or your yield records. As far as livestock goes, there's a space for livestock grazing records, livestock feed records, feed calculations, annual water testing records, supplements, minerals, salt, and distribution rotation spaces. And then the last part of the booklet includes a herd production section. So we'll go through these one by one, but we have the annual herd production summary, artificial insemination record space, annual natural service breeding record space, annual pregnancy test record space, as well as the annual sire production records. We tried to create this so that it was diverse for different operations. And so that's why you'll see the variety of things in here. Vaccinations, medications, annual herd record keeping. We have a gestation table in here as well. You can monitor your annual herd performance analysis and do some annual key financial ratios at the end, so you can understand your operation and how that's all pulling together as well. Okay, so that was just an overview. If you're looking at the document online through the link that I put up, this is the first part of the book. So this is the calendar year happenings. You can track all your important dates. There's this little note section where you can just jot things down, but there is 12 empty months in here. So you can write in there like important things that happen in January, February, March, just throughout the summer. And so every one of these is just blank. And then we just have this one sheet here. So you'll see 12 pages of those. As far as your hay crop records, we have this sheet here. It's 8 by 10, so you can put the date, the field and the acres, what your crop is, what your crop use is, any seeding that you did, and then any notes that you may have. Okay. And most of these look very similar, right? They're just a sheet where you can jot things down. So your annual pest and fertilization record section is showing treatment date, field and acreage, products used, field condition, method of treatment, and control of pest. So this is just one sheet. Some of these are going to have multiple sheets because we know there's going to be multiple records that you're going to have to keep. Oops, fast forwarded there, but all right. And your annual yield records for your crop, hay, silage can be recorded in this space. You're gonna add the date, field name, location, crop, production yield, and any other important information around your yields in this section. I believe this is a 2-sheet section. Okay, nope, I'm wrong. That was a 1-sheet section, but some of these are 2. Then we move into livestock feed records. So we have both the spring, summer, and fall, and that's just 1 sheet. And then we have the winter feed records as well. And they're basically the same for both. So your pasture location, the date in, approximate grass height in, and then the date out along with the approximate grass height out. and then the number of days that you've grazed. And then you have a note section here, your herd type and the number of livestock. And it's the same for the winter feed records as well. Another section in this book that we thought was important to include was a simplified feed calculation section. And so I thought I had my book next to me. I don't, but this is helpful for a lot of folks. And so you would do the number of livestock times the livestock weight. I don't feel like I need to explain these pieces to you, but this is a section that is in the booklet. There's an example in here as well. And then your dry matter per day percentage estimations. And we included both cattle, sheep, and bison in this section. Okay, so the next section in our booklet is the Clemson University Extension feed and rotation calculators. You can scan the code here, but I'll also put the link in the chat. This tool has been really helpful for a lot of the folks that we actually work with. And so we've added this section in here. And once you go to that link, it's going to ask you about feed name, weight, your role and things like that. And then you can print it out as a PDF, I believe, and keep it with your records as well. So check this tool out. It's been very helpful for a lot of folks. But that's not the only tool that we have in the booklet. The other one that we have is the Oklahoma Ag Feed article. That's also helpful. I'll put that link in the chat as well. These are all in the book. So the Oklahoma Feed one, we have a whole section in there talking about, let's see, I'm put the link in the chat. Okay, so there's examples about after calving and during early lactation, how much the cow may weigh and how much it consumes and things of that nature. So if you click on the calculation link, it runs you through a good article and just really good pieces of how to understand that. But I feel like it's just informational and helping you to grow your understanding. Okay. So we also have our annual water testing records in here as well, and any type of supplements that you may be distributing or rotating. So we have your date sample, location, type of water source, whether it's treated water, dam, river, sulfate, TDS, pH, and your nitrate. If you test for all these things, you can keep a really good record in one place of these different testing results. And then supplements, we kept that on the same sheet. And this is your minerals, salt distribution and rotation. So again, we have our date, location, type, and when or where distributed, however you want to label that section. Okay. Then on page 24, your annual herd production summary is listed with your herd ID, location, number of cows, number of calves, number of deceased, hopefully not, right? Number of calves weaned, average steer weight, average heifer weight, number of cows bred, number of cows open, and your year end. Okay. Then your AI section where you can list your expert, your dam number, date of AI first service, your sire number, birthing date, date of AI second service, that number, and then the birthing season, whether it's in the fall or the spring. And we left a little section for notes here as well. Okay, that's a 2-pager for that section. And we move into this section for your annual pregnancy test records. Again, date, herd or dam ID, the dam BCS, pregnant or open, AI or natural service, and location with some notes section as well. And the other thing I didn't mention, but need to is that not only do we have the physical copy, but if you prefer to do this online, our PDF version that I put in the chat at the beginning is fillable. So if you prefer to have this all on your computer, that's an option as well. Okay, you guys, I'm just not having the best time with these slides today. Every time I click on the right side of the screen, it takes me all the way to the end. So sorry if I'm making people dizzy while going back to the actual slide that I need to be talking about. Okay, the next section in the booklet is body conditioning score charts for cattle, but we also have sheep and then pork on here as well. So this lists a variety of different detailed descriptions based on the SDSU extension service. And we did include these 3 sheets that you can go through. And like I said at the beginning, we tried to keep it a little diverse in this book so that you could keep records for a variety of different livestock. Okay, next section is the annual vaccination and other medication records form. So we have split it out the best that we could based on year, female, male, offspring, horses or other livestock from January 1, number of head, number of cold, and then all the way through your annual totals here at the end. I guess I'm curious of how others keep their records too, and if this is helpful, if you can put like a thumbs up in the chat, just so we know that this resource would be beneficial for most people and how you would go about making use of this throughout the year. Okay, and then like I named before, we have our gestation tables here. We have, and I hope I put them all in here. Okay, let me go back and check in the other document. Okay, this is one that we have on page 35, but we also separated them out, like bison, cow, ewe, sow, doe, and mare. And so you can find these online too for a different variety of livestock. And so we went with this one, but we also wanted to include others, but it would have been easy to take up a lot of space. And so this is the one we chose. But again, these are all available online. And that's one section of the book. So then we move into annual herd performance analysis. And so we left space for y'all to calculate your herd analysis here. You can do the actual math and put your numbers in this space as well. This is good for a producer to know what their last 3 years of production percentage look like so that you can make your lender aware of any significant events that may have caused any issues. And then we have a note section here as well. So that's one section of the booklet. All right, and then this is kind of moving towards the end of the booklet. We put in here some annual key financial ratios. And so you can insert your total debt, total assets for different KPIs. So this annual debt to asset ratio is here. So you can do your actual math and see where your percentage is at. Let's see if we have, oh, we do. So anything below 1 is good, but the closer to 0 is the better. And if you scan this code, we actually walk you through that in that code. And then here we have your annual debt service capacity ratio, which measures your business's cash flow versus debt obligations. And this is a good place for you to have this. But we also have this in our other curriculum books. So on our website, we have our rancher curriculum book, our youth entrepreneur book, and our agribusiness book. And you'll find this in the youth one. And there's a section in there where you can work through all these pieces, but it's also in this booklet for ease of use. Okay, and then this is the last section here. It's your annual debt to income ratio. So tells why this is important and how lenders use this to find out how balanced your budget is and to assess your credit qualification. So you can do this math on your own and figure it out with your lender or individually or independently. This is just a guide of what is a good debt to income ratio. 35% or less is looking good. If you're getting into that 36 to 49, there's opportunity to improve. And then of course, 50% or more, it's good for you to take action. And so these are here as a supplement to this booklet and keeping your records in one space. Okay. And then we also have this important documents sheet. This is all things that a lender would want to look at and all things that you should keep together in one spot. So here at Akiptan, if you become a client with us, we do a like a gift package where we give you a binder and a booklet so you can have everything in one spot. But as far as important documents with Akiptan, there's the legal identification documents that you would need, tax documents, equipment and infrastructure and land documents, financial documents, and other. And anytime you're preparing to put in for lending, these are all things that you should have in place. And if you have any questions about any of these, we're more than happy to answer those questions and walk you through these one by one. But this is also a section in the record keeping booklet, so you know what documents that you should have together for when you do go to get lending or go to get any type of resources from different government programs as well. Okay, so here's both of these books. This succession guide is on our website right next to our rancher record keeping book. You can scan the code. I'll put that link back in the chat. That way you have it. Okay. Okay, so that's the conclusion of what we have in our rancher record keeping booklet, everybody. Is very straightforward. It's just a place for you to keep everything that you need. We hope that this resource is helpful. If you would like a actual physical copy, I'm going to put my email in the chat. We are happy to email them out to you so that you have them. Just send me email, and if you want one now, just message me in the chat right now with your address and we can get one of those out to you in the mail. Our office administrator does a really good job of getting those out pretty quickly so that you can put them to use right away. Okay, and I did mention these 3 different curriculums as well. These are on our website, but if you would be interested in any of these, we have our financial management guide for cattle ranchers, our Introducing Native Agriculture, a guide for young entrepreneurs, and our financial management guide for native agribusiness curriculums on our website. But we also mail out physical copies of these as well. Okay. So webinars and resources that we have coming up next month is our succession planning resources webinar on July 10th at 12 p.m. That will be facilitated by Justine Kogel, one of our program officers. And then we have invited the NRCS to come in and talk about their programming on July 16th at 12 p.m. And in August, the Intertribal Agriculture Council Food Business Center will be joining us to talk about all things happening with the Food Business Center. The date is to be determined. That will be on our website. The other thing is all of our recordings around our webinars are on our website in our library for folks to watch at their convenience. And we have a plethora of free financial information on our website. So cash flow sheets, balance sheets, projection sheets, all of the checklists, our applications and our intake forms. So if you need any of those or are interested in getting them downloaded or emailed to you, you can get them on our website or contact me and I will send them directly to you. but we look forward to you guys joining us for our next webinar. And the last thing here, we do an e-newsletter. So if you sign up for our newsletter, you can scan this code. And we also mail out actual newsletters as well about all the things happening here at Akiptan. The most recent article was about our succession planning grant program that we have. That's on our website too. You can learn about how that program has helped producers to build their operation through succession planning. But you can also scan the code here and sign up and get real-time updates from us. Okay. This is our contact information here, our phone number, website, email, and our address. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to stay on a little extra long, but thank you for joining our webinar today. I hope that this resource is helpful for you all. Once again, if you would like a physical copy, please just email me with your address and we'll get one mailed out to you, but you're also welcome to use the online version and type things into that PDF and just hit the save button and then you have it there on your desktop. But if there is no questions, thank you all for your time and for being here with us today. We're always looking to hear from folks about what kind of webinars you want to see for your operation and what would be most beneficial. So I will be emailing out a survey so we can hear from you because we want to provide the most beneficial webinars for your operation. So thank you so much for your time, everybody. I hope you have a good day.